Yeah, man, that was a good one. Where are we going next?
I'm on your journey, Nick. Where are we going?
Well, let's go with me for this next one, I think. Fuck, why not? Let's do that.
Okay.
That's what I think. So for me, on this week's episode of Old DUDEPOOL Gamescast Reno, I'm going to have a very simple Game of the Year discussion.
Oh, right fuck, yeah, very simple.
We got to do it. We got to do it. It is that season. So let's just go over a couple things first and foremost. IGN gave it to The Witcher 3. GameSpot gave it to The Witcher 3. And the 2015 Game Awards on TV gave it to The Witcher 3.
Wow.
And a number of many other publications gave it to The Witcher 3. Seems a lot of people said that one kind of ran away with it.
Seems like it, yeah. Jesus. You know, when we were coming into this season of choosing Game of the Years, I honestly did not think it was gonna get it. Like, I mean, sometimes, I mean, I love the game. I still haven't even beaten it. It's so fucking huge. But it's like, it's insane. Like, I thought for sure, like, when was the last time that Bethesda's put out a game like Fallout or an Elder Scrolls and it hasn't won Game of the Year?
I think GTA took the title a few times, maybe. I'm not sure, though.
Like, they released Skyrim and GTA in the same year?
I believe.
Or I guess maybe Oblivion and...
like GTA 4
or maybe
Fallout.
Fallout.
I don't know. Or maybe it was Red Dead. I seem to remember some games toppling it, but
right.
I can't remember. I gotta think. I gotta do some research on that.
Either way, they usually, well, I don't know. A lot of the games that they put out usually win fucking Game of the Year, and they didn't. I don't think they got it anywhere.
Who? Fallout? Fallout didn't get it anywhere. Neither did Star Wars, which were my two big picks.
Yeah.
I like a few months back, if you had asked me what my Game of the Year was, I was like, how could it not be fucking Star Wars?
Yeah, they were your picks before you played
Star
them,
Wars,
right?
it's gonna be... Yeah, this is all before I played them. I was like, if it's not Star Wars, it's clearly going to be Fallout. I mean, I don't know how it couldn't. Hindsight, Fallout 4, love the game. It's a little bit disappointed with it in comparison to 3. I think it's about a bit simpler of an RPG. It's dumbed down a bit.
Yeah.
Still love the game, having a lot of fun with it, but it's not going to get Game of the Year for me because it's not as good as the ones that came before, in my opinion. A lot of it just it just breaks down into killing shit now. You can't talk your way out of most situations, which I think they should have gone a bit further with that route instead of focusing so much on combat, but it doesn't matter. Star Wars, again, didn't have the staying power I wanted, it will
really.
once more stuff's coming out for it, but yeah, it needed... the thing is with Star Wars, even when I change weapons, which is one of the only creative freedoms I have with it, it still feels like I'm just firing the same bloody thing, right? I don't really get that sense of I'm doing anything different.
Yeah.
So I just always end up going with a DL-44 Han Solo gun because it's fucking Han Solo's gun.
Because then you can shoot first, right?
That's right. Fuck you, Greedo. So The Witcher 3 makes sense to me. It's probably my pick because it overcame a lot of hurdles. It had to open up to a big market of people that just didn't have any experience with The Witcher 1 or 2, and it did it very, very well.
Yeah.
I'd had a lot of side quests that feel expanded, like
So
they
good.
feel like full-on quests and not
Like
just
worthwhile
like
adventures.
it's not just a
Hey,
time
there's ghouls
sink.
attacking the settlement for the 50th time. You better get there in the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, right, exactly. Or like, go collect this floating piece of paper to get a new sea shanty in Assassin's Creed. And it's like, fuck you. Just sing song, please. I'm the captain.
Sing song.
I'm the captain. You will sing new songs. But yeah, so that was really well. The writing was on point. There was a bit of busy work, like all the hidden treasures and stuff. I didn't 100% complete the game. I put over 200 hours into it. I beat everything except for all the Gwent stuff, and I did not get... You can't just beat the Gwent stuff and not do the rest of the game. You did absolutely nothing but Gwent stuff.
I got as far as I had to go to get all the Gwent cards, and then I haven't picked it up again. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, exactly. You got Witcher fatigue because you put too much time into that Gwent thing.
Yeah.
And I saw that, and I was like, that's kind of addicting, but it's taking too much time, and there's so much more other game.
I'm so not disappointed that I did that. I was Ash Ketchum of fucking Gwent in that fucking bitch.
Easy game. Gwent's easy. It's not even hard.
No, it's not. It's easy as fuck.
So
Especially once you get the right cards, then it's too easy. No nobody can beat you.
Exactly.
But it's still fun to just like, I love just like jumping on my horse and just like rolling into some piece of shit town and then just like challenging all their blacksmiths and fucking like small vendors to like games of Gwent and stealing their cards and then just like fucking off to the next town.
Yeah, he was a real badass. I was killing fucking griffins and shit. And he's playing cards.
That's easy. Come on.
Yeah.
The werewolf probably doesn't even have a deck of Gwent cards.
Not anymore. But yeah, so like, and it was so vast. There was, like I said, busy work. The treasure hunting in it was after say 50 hours of the game, flipping pointless, as I never found that much gear because I had already went out and
built it.
Not only I went out and seeked out like the wolf school gear. I got all the school gear and stuff, all the stuff that was meaningful, but like all the little hidden treasures and scavenger hunts were meaningless.
Yeah.
So I didn't do all that stuff.
No, I don't think you need to.
No, that's just busy work for the most part, right? But
I don't know. I can't remember a time where I went to one of those scavenging points and actually got like a piece of armor or a weapon that I actually.
It was more for like, I need money, so I'll go do 5 of these things and sell everything. But yeah, so that I think it deserves it. But here's a few other interesting ones. Like Game Trailers gave it to Bloodborne. Which I thought
Didn't play it.
I played a little bit of it, and I watched my old roommate Davey Boy beat it. He looked faster than Dark Souls. I admittedly didn't get into the whole Dark Souls franchise until just recently. I bought Dark Souls 2 on a sale and
we've been going
put about 60 hours into it, and then got tired of that. For me, it's just a lot of I don't know. It's not even the fact that it's punishing. It's the fact that it's grindy.
Yeah.
That after a while I was like, nah, I'm tired of the grind. I got shit to do, you know. Like, I got other games to play, man.
Like the games where I have to grind, I want the story, you know, like Final Fantasy VII.
That's right.
Like I'll grind to get through the story.
And the story is not appealing to me in Bloodborne at all. For
Dark Souls and shit, I'm not that interested.
They barely have stories. Yeah. I get the appeal to them, so I thought it was interesting that, like, I don't know, I thought Bloodborne and stuff like that was a bit more niche, so I thought it was a bit ballsy of them to give it to Bloodborne. But they had their internal talk, I'm sure, and that was what they mutually came to. So that's cool. Kudos to Bloodborne. It definitely is a polished game.
Sure.
Yeah, no, they did what they were trying to do, that's great.
Those games are weird, though. They're the kind of games that, like, get away with little visual bugs and oddities and AI looking and, like, weird and moving weird and clipping through walls, and it's just like, it's one of those games again where people are like, that's all right.
Yeah.
But if it happened in any other game like Call of Duty or whatever, people would be like,
Creed.
oh my god, this game is a piece of shit. Did they build this in a cave in Africa? What the hell? Right? Yeah. Unbelievable. And then on top of that, Game Informer and PC Gamer, and I'm sure a few others,
this guy would have
gave it to Metal Gear Solid 5.
Maybe done the same. I'm close. When I beat Metal Gear, I was like, I think this might be my game of the year. Even before Fallout had come out, and I was still thinking, you know what? I think Fallout's going to come out. It's going to be another Fallout game, which is going to be great, but it's not going to be my game of the year. That's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, I kind of thought it was going to get it, but I wasn't going to choose it myself because it's just, you know, it's the same. It's going to be the same game in slightly different map kind of thing. That's kind of what I was thinking for Fallout. But Metal Gear is way different than the other Metal Gears, like completely changed, which is really cool. I guess except for Peace Walker, which I haven't gotten all the way through yet, but it's amazing. I really enjoyed it. The only downside is having to redo some of the worst missions. Having the missions where you can stealth through it and you have your own choices and stuff like that are amazing. Like, all of those missions are good. And then you have to redo some missions where you literally have to kill everyone and you have to use rocket launchers, like, repeatedly. And that's not, like, getting through that mission was hard enough in the first place just to, like, choke it down. I don't want to have to do it in an even harder difficulty with less stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you could have just left that out of the game and I would have loved it. That's my only downside.
Do you have to do that?
You have to do it.
Oh yeah.
To beat the game, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. No, to get to the end of the game, you have to redo a bunch of the, like, boss sort of fights, essentially, with like super overpowered superhumans, and you have to use rocket launchers and like tanks and shit, and you have to kill them all.
It is rough, yeah. That's fair. I haven't touched the game at all yet, so I'm in the dark with all of it.
Yeah. But other than that, the whole, like, the rest of the game, it's like, it's such a weird change, because like the rest of the game is like, that's where you gotta go, you know, this is a mission that you have, there's like 7 optional missions that you can do, we're not going to tell you what they are, and like you have this entire map. This is like the one base you have to take out, but you know, there might be like a guy over in this base that you can interrogate, and he's going to give you information on like what you're doing over there and stuff like that. So it's like you have full range of just like figuring out how you're going to get in, how you're going to complete this like task, how you're going to figure out all the other tasks and stuff like that. And then it just like, let's just throw you into a mission where you have to do this one thing this way, this specific way, with these specific weapons, and then do it again but harder. So I don't like that kind of juxtaposition.
Yeah, and it's kind of just weird for like the whole story element too. Like, why would you have to go back and fight that same boss that you just killed? Yeah, or whatever. It's kind of dumb.
Save that same guy, watch the same cutscenes.
Sounds like you know what that sounds like to me? If I'm just gonna theory here, it's wild theory time. Sounds like a Konami decision and not a Kojima decision, just to extend the length of the game.
Yeah, 100%.
Just to pad it, right? Yeah.
Because I mean, it's you didn't need to extend length. Did you feel like it was too short, Danny?
No, I played, I think it was 115, 120 hours by the time I got to the end of the game.
Ooh, yeah, that's a longie. It's a doozy.
No, that wasn't everything. That was all the story stuff, and that was like 100, 110 of the site ops. I think it was 150 of those, but some of the target practice, stuff like that. But yeah, that's a lot of time. It didn't need to have repetitive or repeated missions at all.
Totally. Yeah. Well, when has Konami ever been good at making decisions, though, you know?
Yeah.
Ha!
Well, they certainly make a lot of money, so, I mean, they're obviously doing something right, but I don't think it's really the decisions that we want them to make, that's for sure.
What's your thoughts on the Game of the Year stuff, Danny?
Well, I mean, it's funny. Am I allowed to tell the ladies and gentlemen that we actually did a pilot episode where we discussed this
of course,
before all the games were out, and we might actually post that one day just for shits and giggles.
That's for our sponsors only. Actually, that's a sponsor only episode. So
we don't have
as soon as we get sponsors, that's when we're going to start playing.
Yeah, okay. So I mean, we had this discussion.
If you pre-order now the deluxe extreme edition of the Dudepool Gamescast, we'll send you a pilot episode, and Taylor will personally ship himself out to every person and give you a quick stroke. An old dry guy, an old-fashioned dry guy.
Couple balls
with the left hand.
Left-handed,
and he's righty, so shit's getting weird.
I don't like that. I don't like this idea. I officially am out of it now.
Okay. It's got a right hand around.
Anyway, carry on with that one, Danny.
Okay, well, so we did the pilot, and we discussed it, and but that was before Fallout was out. That was before Star Wars was out. It was before the year it ended. So I mean, but I had played Batman Arkham Knight by that point, and I stand by it. I know a lot of people, and I'll repeat what I said in the pilot. A lot of people have had problems here and there with that game, but because I love Batman so much, and because I think that those games are so beautifully detailed and well constructed, and the gameplay is so fun to me, and the characters I love, and they look amazing. I just for me, the story worked, the gameplay worked. I think it works.
Subjectivity kind of plays into it totally for your own personal game of the year, right? If you just love Batman that much, you can't dock points or anything like that. It's like that adds points, so of course that might be your game of the year, right?
It's personal preference, probably. I mean, I know that Mad Max, like, mechanically is not as sound as Batman, but I prefer Mad Max because I like the world, I think, more than I like the Batman world.
Right, and it's got nothing to do with a game design or anything like that, which is totally fair, I think, in a Game of the Year discussion, because it's all fucking subjective. It's all art to me, right?
No, I think Batman's a good choice for sure. I mean, it's like, it's not like an open world game, which seems to be the only ones that are getting the Game of the Year now. But I mean, I guess
it has an open world. It has an open world.
It has open world aspects.
Still, you kind of pick up missions, story missions one by one. Kind of. I mean, there's most wanted stuff you can take on when you want to.
Yeah, whenever you want.
But it's kind of A to B with the story.
It's more of a structured open world game.
Sure, yeah. That's my style of open world game too. Like I feel like I'm progressing all
Sure.
the time. I'm not wasting my time doing
Yeah.
shit like Mad
Like,
Max.
because then there's other people you get into like say The Witcher. I remember you feeling somewhat overwhelmed with that, just being like, oh
Yeah.
fuck, I can go
Especially at the
anywhere, but
start.
like
Especially
I
at the
want
start.
to know, yeah, exactly
I
which
almost couldn't deal with
direction
it.
is up.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
almost couldn't deal with it at the start. It was like, what am I doing? Where do I go?
Oh, I
Where do
know. It's so overwhelming, man.
Daunting,
It
yeah.
is, but then you just kind of
You
it
just
sinks
go.
in like
Yeah.
that. It
just
sinks
go.
in after a while. Like there's no wrong way to tackle it.
Sure,
You just tackle
yeah.
it, and
That's right.
and that's the other thing is when you get a game, you tend to like, oh, I don't know why, but maybe it's consumerism probably, but you get it and you want to beat it as fast as possible so you can move on to the next one, right? Like
Yeah. I've done
always
that
getting the
a couple
newer,
of times
bigger,
this year.
better one.
I don't know if that's everybody's mentality though.
Not everybody's. No.
I mean, like when I get a book, sometimes I want to like I'm really in I'm
What's
into
a
the book,
book?
you know, and you want to just
Can I eat
keep
it?
reading the page turner. You're in it and you're gonna get to the end. And then there's other books that you get in that mood and you're like, oh, I'm gonna pick this book up and keep going. And then like, oh, that was worth it for that part of my life. Now I'm gonna put it down, and when I get back into that same mood, I'll pick it up again.
I feel
And
like
I feel like The Witcher is like that for me. Like I get into those moods where I'm like, I'm gonna jump into this fucking huge fantasy world and just fuck up some griffins and shit. And then that game is perfect for that. And I like that game doing that better than I like Skyrim doing like the dragons and fantasy and shit like that. I like the mechanics and like the world and the character and everything in The Witcher pretty much more than what I like in Skyrim.
cool.
It's fair. It's fair.
It's cool.
So real quick, just to end this one, everybody's favorite game of the year. Taylor,
Batman.
what you got? It's not a game. He's making
Man, I
noise.
think the game I had the most fun with, honestly, this year is actually I didn't know. It's got to be Metal Gear because I played Mad Max in 2016, so I'm not going to call Mad Max my 2015 game.
Did you like it better than Metal Gear?
I had more fun with it.
Oh.
I like Metal Gear. I like the game mechanics of Metal Gear more. I like the idea of Metal Gear more. I like the story in Metal Gear more. But I felt like I had to beat my head against the wall to finish it because of those fucking
Right.
those extra.
So
those
it was
extra
less
redo-
annoying than the hitboxes at the end of Mad Max.
We said
You
like
didn't have
Taylor
fun
didn't
with that
Very
either.
close, very close. Those hitboxes got really, really disgusting by the end.
Okay.
But,
So you claimed it.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, Metal Gear.
Metal Gear's your one. So Danny, and for you, your game of the year is.
Batman Arkham Knight.
That's right. I knew you were gonna say it.
Mhm.
I just wanted to double check. For me, oh, it's near and dear to my heart. It's one we constantly come back to every now and again. It will probably stick around for another year, 2, 3, or 4 to come. It's going to the one and only Rocket League.
Oh my!
All right, you went there.
I'm throwing it
Game
out there.
of the year.
That I still have fun consistently with it.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
get bored
good call.
of it. Every time I see a buddy on it, I'll
Yeah.
jump on
Yeah.
and play with them. And it's made extremely well. It plays extremely nice. It's just pure, unadulterated fun,
Yeah.
and it's got I don't know. It is for me the game of the year.
I played that game
That's
a
a
lot.
solid choice.
Yep, exactly.
Danny's a huge Rocket League fanboy.
And it's the one that kind of appeals. Anybody can grab it and have fun with it.
Oh,
And I
yep.
think that deserves a Game of the Year nod from me.
Yeah,
Right on, man.
good call. Well
No
done,
argument.
sir. High
Mhm.
five.
Right there.
Yeah.
That'll end that topic for us.